Hi guys, we Bob here, and this is my Friday foursome to Novabug, and it's on gaming surprises, doing some renovations, so I'm going to move that out of the road. So gaming surprises, now this was kept kind of loose, the subject matter was loose, and it was kind of try and come up with what you would class as a gaming surprise, open to interpretation. So I've interpreted it the way I want to interpret it. I'm using OBS to see if I can just cancel out any kind of having to insert game footage, and I'll just put on another screen. So I'll do this scene thing that Ponder / aka Colin Jones from Mainmeister's Discord taught me about. So I've put these in a bit of a list, and the first one is a game that I found on my MAME cab. So I've built my MAME cab. It doesn't look the best. I will do a video eventually on it once I get it looking to the way that I would like it to be. But a wee while ago, I've been looking for this game for years. I've already done a video on it, so I'm going to show you my actual video. So I'll minimise me down a bit, and you'll be able to see that this is Bagman on MAME. And I'll just hit play if I can see past my Blue Yeti microphone. Hopefully the sound is a bit better than the last video that I did. And this is Gilligan's Gold as I knew it on the Spectrum, or Bagman on the arcade. I didn't know, and it was just one of these things. I'm going through the games that are in the list, and I came across it, and I was like, this is the game that I've been looking for. This is the game. And I was just really excited. It was just a big surprise that I'd actually found the game without even trying. It wasn't like I was going through them to try and find this game. So this was called Bagman. I don't know whether anybody that's watching the channel knows it. I think I got a few comments on this. I've got 2 thumbs down on this video. Must have did something right or wrong, depends how you look at it. But that's interesting. I don't know whether I've got any bad comments either. So yeah, Bagman was a big surprise for me. It was great to find this game. It was great to relive memories of Gilligan's Gold. I think I went away and had a shot of it on Fuse, the emulator. So that is number 4 in my Friday foursome. It is Bagman on MAME as a surprise, a gaming surprise. So number 3, and this one's a bit of a weird surprise. The lighting, I've actually got the sun here. I mean, look at that. My wife bought me this. It's like the moon, and it lights up, and it's nowhere near as bright as it appears on that screen there. I don't know whether you can make it. It's actually got a picture, and it was because we're 20 years married. So she got me some bits and bobs, and that was one of them, this kind of moon thing saying cheers to 20 years. So anyway, that's where the lighting is. It's getting kind of dark and rainy outside. So what do we have at number 3? Number 3, like I said, is a bit of it's a surprise. It's a gaming surprise. It's me being surprised, I suppose. And what it is I used to go to my friend's house and play the SNES, and hadn't really, like, had my Mega Drive in that as well. But one of the games that he brought up or had in the SNES was a game called Shadowrun. I'll see if I can find the next screen, which is here. And this is Shadowrun on the Super Nintendo. I think it was different on the Mega Drive, a different type of graphics. I think it was more of a 2D side scroller. I'm not entirely sure. I only ever seen this in the SNES back in the day, and the reason it was a surprise is because I hadn't ever really seen a game like it. I hadn't seen any kind of game where you could live a text adventure in real life. So instead of you saying go south or go to my apartment or get in the car, this was a game that had all of that. It had all of this ability to adventure, like you've got body, magic, strength. And I wasn't a Dungeons and Dragons kid. It wasn't something that was really big around the area that I lived. It just wasn't something that you had access to. It was the kind of tabletop gameplay where you've got a dungeon master and stuff that Kev Down the Rabbit Hole talks about, which I really enjoy now. I've never tried it. I've never actually tried playing Dungeons and Dragons, which may come as a surprise to some people. But I don't really know anybody that would actually be interested in playing. It's just not something that I know. I mean, you go to play Glasgow and they've got it. But anyway, the third surprise was I was surprised that this was such a cool adventure game. And because it was my friend's house, I could only really play when I was around there. And it's not that kind of game that you can just have 5 minutes playing or an hour playing. You've got to go and actually get into the game and try and figure it out, and you might die and have to start again. I mean, I see that this is a full playthrough in one, no, this is part 1, but the part 1's an hour and 45 minutes. This channel is called Heroes of Xandu, just so that I give appropriate kind of acknowledgement to the channel that I'm taking the footage from. So yeah, just a great game. It reminded me of, when you look at it, actually it reminds me of, what do you call it? Escape. The Great Escape on the spec. It looks a bit like that. And I suppose that's where the Great Escape was, but I never really looked at it at that point. But this game really did surprise me as being like a full-on adventure game. So yeah, game of surprise. It's a bit of a grey area, that one. So the third or the second top one, and this one was a surprise. This one was one of those surprises that you get and you jump out your skin. It was a scary surprise. It was a surprise that made me love gaming and hate gaming at the same time. And it's so silly now when I look back at it. It's really quite a silly thing. I see I've got my cursor somewhere. Sorry, it's on that screen. There we go. But yeah, this one was. You look at it now and you're like, why were you even scared? Why was that scary? But at the time, I remember jumping out my skin, and that was Tomb Raider, The Lost Valley. So Tomb Raider 1, you're going through the game. There's lions and tigers, and I can't remember if there's lions, but there's tigers, I think, that you need to defeat. And then you're running into this valley, and that happens, and you get attacked by initially it looks like a velociraptor, and then the big surprise comes, which if you've played Tomb Raider 1, you'll know the big surprise. I'm looking over here because that's where my screen is. So yeah, you're running down this valley. I mean, you're thinking a raptor, really? A raptor? I mean, that's quite scary. And then a huge Tyrannosaurus Rex comes and shouts at you. And I mean, I was just... Your imagination was going mad at that time. It's the same with all these games. You had to use your imagination a lot more. When you look at it now, you're just like, that looks like somebody's took a cardboard box and unfolded it in a few places and maybe stuck it together and coloured it green because it looks nothing like a dinosaur. But back then, these were the cutting edge graphics. I mean, this was, when you look at that compared to the Spectrum, it looks amazing. Oh, she's munched and dead again. And this channel, just again for giving due where it's due, Hannah Rydlova. So that's that channel, which has got Tomb Raider footage. Okay, so number one is a Christmas Day surprise. So Christmas Day 2007, I opened up my Christmas presents after the kids had all opened up their stuff. They get priority, obviously. Not me. I didn't push them out of the way. I didn't like, get out of the way, kids, I'm getting to my presents. It was nothing like that. So they get their presents, probably their cup of tea and their toast and normal Christmas traditions. So I opened up my present and I got a PSP. I was like so excited. I got this PSP, piano black. It looked slick as, I mean, the PlayStation Portable is a lovely looking machine, and this would have been one of the original ones, kind of fat version. And I got it all set up. I was in my room just kind of getting the internet, audio books that you could put on it, you could watch movies on it, you could hook it up to various things, and I was loving having this PlayStation Portable. But I had kind of hoped that Christmas, and we didn't have a lot of money. We struggled for quite a long time with one person working. My wife had her kids, and she was a full-time mum. So me was the only person working. I did have a decent job. I'm an engineer, but even then, with 4-5 kids, as it would have been then, it would have been 4 kids at that point. We just got by. We didn't have excess money. So PlayStation Portable, fantastic. And as per normal on Christmas, you go to your family's house. So later on that day, we were at my mum's house and we had our dinner. We're all just sitting around and chatting and having a laugh. And my wife gets up and walks across the living room and she goes into my mum's kind of got an under the stairs cupboard thing, and my wife pulls out this box, and I kind of immediately knew what it was. And she's like, I've got a surprise for you, Robert. Here you go. And I opened it up in the big black PlayStation 3 box. So PlayStation Portable, PlayStation 3. I was in heaven. I mean, just amazing. I loved every year at Christmas. The only thing I ever ask for, one thing that I would like every Christmas, and I know this is kind of selfish and very first world problems, I would like a game. I'd like some computery to play, something to open up and put in a machine and get my thumbs all worked up into some button mashing. And she had bought me this PlayStation 3, and it was an amazing surprise. And I was like at that point, like, we've had dinner, we've got our presents, we're going home, so bye. Kids in the car, don't care that you needed the toilet, get in the car. So in the car, shoved them all in, forget about car seats, no, I'm not joking. Shoved them all in the car, get in the car, drive home. And I had a CRT at that time, and later on that year we got an HDMI TV as well to add to the debt, because that's always a sensible thing when you're into computers. To be fair, it's better than cars. But first game, Assassin's Creed. I had Assassin's Creed out. I was looking forward to Assassin's Creed, and when I put it onto my CRT, regardless of it being a CRT, and at that time everybody was trying to ship their CRTs out the door and bring in these HD TVs. They weren't commonplace at that point. We could barely afford them anyway, but maybe the 720 ones were available then, probably were, I don't know, but we later on got a 1080, I'm pretty sure. Assassin's Creed on the computer, and the one memory I really have was when he first ran and his cloak flapped, and I was just like blown away by the jump from PlayStation 2 graphics to PlayStation 3 graphics. I was over the moon. Biggest surprise for me was getting this PlayStation 3 on Christmas Day along with my PSP, and it was the best surprise. So gaming surprises, that's my Friday foursome for you. So hope you've enjoyed it. Hopefully the audio is a bit better when I listen to this back than it was the last time, and I hope you like my new t-shirt, Stranger Things. Who doesn't like Stranger Things? You're weird if you don't. You're a bit of a stranger. Stranger danger. No, let's cut that back. So that's it for my Friday foursome, and I hope you've enjoyed it. Thank you. Sorry about the lighting. I should just bring down my son, because I'm a god. No, I'm not. Anyway, cheers guys. Thanks for watching, and for the moment, wee Bob is gone. Bye.